morning, friends, and welcome to Aisha Presents Nai Soch, Nai Raaste, a Trans India exclusive. We are here at the yard of Mile Trade. Mile Trade is a company which is currently being headed by Meenal Mehta. Meenal is a young lady transporter who has challenged the stereotypes of this business. These are the kind of trucks that she deals with. Now, these are very specialized trucks with stainless steel bodies carrying explosives. You heard that right? Carrying explosives. We'll get into our interactions with Meenal and understand more about her business, her challenges. You are watching Aisha Presents Nai Soch, Nai Raaste, a Trans India exclusive. So, Meenal, can you tell us a bit about your company and your nature of work?
So my company is Mile Trade. We've been in this industry for about 40-45 years now. Our main the goods that we transport are hazardous goods. So hazardous is basically, like you say, bomb phatega, explosive material. So my customers are all explosive manufacturing companies. We have specialized kind of vehicles. All my vehicles are stainless steel tankers, specialized for the kind of goods that we travel. The product is maybe not flammable, but explosive. It goes into explosive manufacturing.
Okay.
That's how it is coming into the hazardous goods sector.
So these are the kind of tankers that all your
Yes,
trucks
these are
have.
the tankers that we have.
And these are all SS tankers, right?
All SS tankers.
So that again is a very niche and a very specialized segment, right?
Yes, it is a very specialized segment because of the nature of goods that we travel, plus the kind of tanks that they require.
So when you joined the business, did you have to learn about all this? I mean, what the tank is all about?
Yes,
the
yes.
goods?
Of course, this is my bread and butter. If I don't know this, I'll not know anything.
The bread, butter and cheese.
Yeah, which is very hard, but yes.
What's your fleet size currently?
We have about 90 vehicles.
And do you have any plans to grow them further?
Yes, we do, but sustainable. So we even want to, now we've started increasing capacity of each vehicle rather than number of vehicles. So from a 10 tire vehicle, we now have 14 tires, 16 tire vehicles. So increases the capacity of each vehicle, the gross carrying capacity of each vehicle. That way my capacity increases even if my fleet size is not much.
Okay, that's interesting. But Meenal, the name Mile Trade, it doesn't come across as a transport company or a logistics company. It comes more across as a trading company. So, of course, the name was set by your dad.
Yeah.
Do you plan to twist it somewhere?
I think it's working fine for us. So I will say mile is the miles in terms of kilometers, and we are trading kilometers for you. So we are a trading company which trades kilometers.
I think that's a wonderful explanation.
Yeah.
We will continue our interaction with Meenal after this very short break. You are watching Aisha Presents Nai Soch, Nai Raaste, a Trans India exclusive.
और क्या हुआ? आँख के मारे बैटरी लो है, विटामिन की कमी है, क्रूड ही ले टाइट कर दूँ। अबे जल क्यों नहीं रही? सर्विस करवानी है तो माई आइशर ऐप से बुक हो जाएगी, अभी आके ठीक कर देंगे। ले बुक हो गया। हेलो, वो कहाँ गई?
माई आइशा ऐप के साथ घर बैठे सर्विस बुक करो और करो लाइव ट्रैकिंग भी।
हेलो,
Welcome back to Aisha Presents Nai Soch, Nai Raaste, a Trans India exclusive. We are in conversation with Meenal Mehta from Mile Trade. So, Meenal, what brought you to the road transport industry, especially at a time when women were a rarity in this space?
So I finished my graduation. I've done BMS. So I was very focused on that front, that I want to go in the management field. And I think coming from a Gujarati family, एक चीज़ पक्का होता है कि ये मैनेजमेंट और फाइनेंस मार्केटिंग जैसा कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं होता इन अ गुजराती फैमिली. तो वो मुझ में भी नहीं आ रहा. मार्केटिंग कॉन्सेप्ट डिड नॉट कम टू मी. डैड बचपन से बोलते थे फाइनेंस अगर पैसा हाथ में है तो दुनिया हाथ में है. वो वाला फंडा था. तो फाइनेंस हाथ में होना जरूरी है. शुड नो फाइनेंस.
So your fundamentals were very clear on this front and you followed it to the T.
या परफेक्टली. मैंने बोला पैसा हाथ में दुनिया हाथ में, और क्या चाहिए.
कर लो दुनिया मुट्ठी में.
दुनिया मुट्ठी में. So yes, I went from management background. So my entire education has been management. So after I finished my graduation, MCom of course was a default master's degree तो चाहिए. Then I did a course called FMB, that is MBA for people who have family businesses. So after my graduation, I was more or less focused that I want to join business. I was very sure I can't do a job because you've always heard of people रात को 10 बजे आते हैं 11 बजे ऐसे. I can't do that. I need a life which is work plus my own life. I cannot sacrifice my life for my work. So I was very sure कि business है. I had a platform to join in.
But were you aware of the fact that the transport industry didn't have many women and this was largely a male dominated space?
No, it wasn't there actually back of my mind. So for me, when of course I joined business after my education, but as children, you have always come to office, right? It's not that you've never come to office. So it's like coming back to home, from one home to the other. So you've grown up coming here. मैं बचपन से यहाँ पे आती थी. यहाँ पे it was different. First I used to come have samosas and cold drinks. Now I come into work and probably treat people with samosas. That's the only difference now. But yeah, so it was always coming back to office, and if there was nothing like यहाँ पे there won't be women. How will you deal with things? That all was not there. It was pretty much okay, you're going to office, and my dad also didn't have much of field work when I joined office. Of course, in his early days, he's done a lot, and we've heard a lot of stories about it. But when I started joining office, there was not much of field in terms of, running around, and all of that was not there. Of course, we had people coming in, drivers coming in and all that. But apart from that, and we've always been a niche segment. We've not been generic where, you've to deal with anybody and everybody who walks in and you have hooligans coming in. That has never been a situation in my office.
Plus your clientele is very specific. That also helps in a way.
Very specific. And my clientele is not even Bombay based. So we have, if they are coming in, they are very, they come up with a plan that we are going to be traveling on these days. You have to entertain us on these days, and that's about it. Otherwise, we have to go and entertain them at their own places.
But your dad was okay with you joining the business?
Yeah. He was very open. In fact, he also wanted me to join business rather than doing a job. Said, why would you do a job when you already have a platform? And my entire family, we have all daughters only. So I have my brother and one other brother. So we are all daughters only. So I think my family has got accustomed कि भाई लड़कियां हैं काम तो करेगी क्या कहाँ जाएंगे.
So how were the initial days at work? But before we get more into that, before joining, were you aware of what the business is like?
More like a brief idea, yes. That what do we do and all of that was there. But it was mainly to say that हाँ ठीक है हमारे पास trucks है, tankers है और वो यहाँ से वहाँ जाती है.
So operationally you didn't know much?
Yeah, I didn't know much because till my graduation I was just coming for the heck of coming. I was not coming and doing work here.
Not learning.
Not learning. So that all happened post my graduation.
So coming back, how were the initial days at work?
So my initial days at work, first few days to goes in settling in. You still are not in the mood of, कि भाई काम करना पड़ेगा यहाँ पे जहाँ कल तक आके हम मजे करते थे यहाँ पे आके काम करना पड़ेगा is a different thing. But yeah, so initially my dad was very clear. मैं जब पढ़ के आई मेरे को dad, so initially you all charged up. मैं इतना पढ़ के आई हूँ मैं ये कर दूँगी वो कर दूँगी, I'll apply this, and you have a lot of book knowledge. So one fine day, my dad made me sit in his cabin and said, Meenal, whatever you've learned in your college, very good, but keep it there. Don't get it to my office. Here you have to start from the bottom. Don't think you're going to get a cabin and you're going to do ting ting and people will come to you and you'll get everything. So yeah, initially it is always that you start from the bottom. So I've made LRs, I've probably done I've done every freaking thing that could have been done in a transport company.
Wow.
Right from making an LR to billing to dealing with drivers to doing a little operations to coordinating with customers, everything. Right from writing a daily report कि कल क्या loading हुआ नहीं हुआ, everything. So it has been up the ladder. It has never been कि हाँ you are at the top and you start from there.
Right, वो boss वाली feeling बिल्कुल नहीं थी.
नहीं, वो वाली feeling दी नहीं मेरे को.
But were there any women staff when you joined in?
We did have a few women staff, but that was all in accounts and all of that, not otherwise. But yeah, we've had women staff since early times.
Meenal, when you started off, what was the biggest challenge that you faced?
The biggest challenge as a transporter will be that, of course, dealing with the drivers and how you get. So back in those days, I don't know if people are aware, drivers used to be manhandled, right? Chori kiya hai. Initially I used to get scared coming to office. So some driver ne kuch chori wori ki hogi, so dad and my manager would start beating them up in the middle of the office. And you've come up from college, you've never seen all this violence. So I used to get very scared. I used to actually close the cabin and sit down. कि भाई कर लो जो करना है, बाद में मैं बाहर निकलूंगी. I can't do this, I can't see this. To eventually coming on to say, you can't get this violence on office. And I've even done law. So then I used to tell them that, Papa, you're doing all this, but you don't know the repercussions that can come out of all this. So yeah, then I think once I joined in, there were a few women people, but we gotten more women to the organization. That help us mellow down the decorum in the office. Earlier, the decorum was very different compared to today.
Well, so while you picked up a lot of traits of the business, did you also pick up the trait of manhandling drivers?
Unfortunately, no. I think that my lawyer's degree told me that if you do that, you will be fighting your own case. So I said, I don't want to do that.
Meenal, while you managed to change the way the drivers were treated, did the drivers also feel that change with you joining in?
Yeah, they do. Because now they know that, we can't just walk into the office jaise taise. We have women in the office. You may have to talk with them. So at a lot of operational levels also, we've started talking to drivers. So like, Chalan kahan hai? Where is the vehicle? What is the route plan? Where are you? So all those things they've started talking to women. And obviously they know you can't be talking the same way to a man and a woman. So in that terms also, they have become lot more behaviorally better.
Tell me, has that translated into better driving habits as well?
That is still to be decoded rather, because I think drivers, thanks to the advancement of vehicles and the OEMs, they are training the drivers. It's not that they are not training them. So considering the vehicles have become very advanced today, so drivers are aware as to how to drive this. But वो हर एक ड्राइवर के अंदर एक स्ट्रीक होती है ना. आई थिंक इवन आई हैव दैट स्ट्रीक कि भाई ड्राइविंग सीट पे मैं हूँ, मुझे गाड़ी चलानी आती है. हाउ विल यू टीच मी हाउ टू ड्राइव? सो दैट स्ट्रीक इज स्टिल देयर इन ऑल ड्राइवर्स, आई बिलीव. बट इट इज considering the vehicles are not what they were. Now they know that we'll have to change. Now GPSs will give you all behavioral patterns of the driver. They'll tell you when they harsh brake, exact time और minute के साथ, that this is the place, this is the time, harsh braking हुआ, harsh acceleration हुआ. So when you go and tell them all this and you tell them that it is system, it is pure facts that is saying all this, they start learning. Because eventually you have to tell them that, I know that you know you're driving, but if you improve on these parameters, your fuel efficiency will go up and you will be the one to benefit, not me. Because I am giving you a lump sum. whatever you save is your money, not my money, right? Eventually. And if I benefit, I'm going to pass on it to you only. Who else will I pass on to?
We will continue our interaction with Meenal after this very short break. You are watching iShare Presents Nai Soch, Nai Raste, a Trans India exclusive.
कभी सोचा अगर किसी दिन सब कुछ रुक गया तो इन छोटी छोटी खुशियों पे लाइफ पे ब्रेक लग गया तो किसी ने तो जिम्मेदारी ली होगी कि सब स्मूथली चलता रहे। कोई ऐसा जो ऐसे स्टीयरिंग थामे हैं कि हम ना रुके। जो वक्त से आगे की सोच रखता हो, नए रास्ते बनाता हो। शुक्र है जिंदगी की ड्राइविंग सीट पे कोई तो बैठा है, क्योंकि जब हम चलेंगे तो दुनिया चलेगी। iShare के साथ रहिए 24/7 कनेक्टेड, ताकि ना आपका बिजनेस रुके, ना लाइफ, नई सोच, नए रास्ते।
We will continue our interaction with Meenal after this very short break. You are watching iShare Presents Nai Soch, Nai Raste, a Trans India exclusive. Welcome back to iShare Presents Nai Soch, Nai Raste, a Trans India exclusive. We are in conversation with Meenal Mehta from Mile Trade. Meenal, your kind of work is very different and challenging from traditional transport. Considering the kind of goods you carry, what additional training is given to the drivers?
So we have to give them product training as to how to handle this product in a accident situation, or when an unforeseen accident or an incident happens on the road. Because we have a lot of rules and regulations in place as to what to be done and not done in case of an incident. We have periodical training. A detailed training happens every year, and every 6 monthly we go through a refresher training kind of a thing, that if what's to be done, not done, to ensure that they are updated with things and they're aware.
Meenal, how many years in business now for you?
I think it's been about 17 years, 16, 17 years.
In these 17 years, what would be the major transformations that you would have seen?
It's gone upside down. What I saw till now is nothing similar, except कि हम transporter है. We didn't have technology back then. Everything was manual. I remember writing books and books, and we having piles of papers every day, versus now, which is a lot more digital. Everything is technology based. I remember first LR भेजना है तो you used to actually send a man, right? कि ये LR लेके वहाँ पे जा, वहाँ पे दे देना. Now you'll say हम scan copy भेज रहे हैं, courier से बाकी का मिल जाएगा आपको. And now even companies have started accepting scanned copies. कि ठीक है, yeah, they have. In fact, a lot of my companies have started saying that don't send us bills altogether. Do it everything at your office, scan it on our SAP system, and we are done. Don't send us bills altogether. So that part becomes very peaceful. So technology helps. GPS, I think that's a blessing in disguise. Apart from the tracking, back then my dad used to say that चोरी हुई है, ये गाड़ी बॉम्बे से पूना जा रही थी, we'll have to find out कि बॉम्बे से पूना के बीच में कहाँ गुल हो गई है.
Now, so they used to actually take the car and run around saying कि where the vehicle will be. Versus now you know that the last tracked location was an X place, was at say Khapoli, so you only have to trace around him around Khapoli. Or at least you know where he was there till the last. And now my product has a lot of regulations. So if my GPS is even down for 10 minutes, my companies will call me up and tell me, your GPS is down, get it in place before you do anything else. So that part is gone. So GPS helps you, technology helps you. Then back then, like I said, the mindset of people has changed a lot. First, women were considered as ठीक है ये बैक ऑफिस का काम करेगी और कुछ नहीं कर सकती, can't deal with drivers, can't go on the field, can't talk to customers. Plus male dominated industry, so people will think कि यार ये तो rough job है, you can't ask a girl to do it. Versus now it's different. Now you even are talking to women on the other side. Earlier that was not the case. Earlier you only had men on the other side of the call and you were the only person. So now service centers have women, now customer centers have women. So which field women are not there? So that level of comfort has changed.
Meenal, you spoke of the transport business being tough and challenging for women. Is that still the case or things have changed there as well?
I don't think it is now difficult for a woman to sustain in this industry. I think now at every level, people are very welcome to women. Because now I think they've realized that women are educated. They bring in diversity into an organization. I think because of women, a lot of skills also have come in. Like different kind of skill sets have now come in. Like a woman will be more patient at doing a lot of things. They'll be more focused at maybe doing a lot of things. So it balances out. So where you require maybe a lot of running around, you have men to still do that job. There are a lot of areas where you still have only men. Women are not there in that. Like vehicle repair karna hai. I don't think women will do that. Or kahin atki padi hai gaadi. A woman won't run around that. So there are a lot of areas where women are still not there, but there are enough avenues now for a woman in a transport industry. Enough avenues, like at least at a managerial level, at an operations level, women can easily do this job.
Meenal, can you recall your first meeting with a client? What was his reaction like, especially since the cargo you carry is very specific as well as challenging to deal with?
I was like a Barbie doll sitting next to my father. I was like, okay, what is happening? What are they talking? And obviously, when you want to put your point through, your father will say that, okay. And they also don't take you seriously. Because they'll be like, she's A, I was young. So, A woman, B, young.
You still are young,
I am still. I was younger. So that way people don't take you seriously. Plus, you don't even have a lot of background. That transport is not to do with only books or what you come across in a day. It is a lot outside than inside your office. Inside your office is very different. It's like another office. But outside, when you go on the field and when you see your vehicle, you actually come to know what happens there. The kind of problems. So now over the years, when you talk to drivers more often, you realize what are the en-route problems that they have, which you probably can't even have thought of. Like basic sanitation is not there, food is a problem, night stay is a problem. Then imagine we have 3 people in that small cabin. 3 people sleeping in that small cabin. Where do they sleep? How do they eat? En route for so many hours. Upar se we will pressurize ke gaadi jaldi le aana. Don't wait at your house. Jaldi nikal jana. Why is it not? They are getting pestered for things which is not even in their control at times.
But since you joined, have things changed on that front?
Yes, that change is more to do with, you are trying to balance what a driver thinks versus what your office thinks. It's more, I think my office has now started listening to drivers. In terms of course, they knew their pain. Of course, all of that was always there. But in terms of when they earlier would come to my office, it would be a one-sided communication. Yeah, हमें ये चाहिए, it has to happen this way. Versus now, I will say that at least listen to them first. Then, of course, at the end of the day, you have to tell them this is what I want, and this is how it has to be. That still remains, but that two-way communication has now begun. That you're listening to them, you're listening to their problems, and I think more often than not, what drivers want is somebody who listens to them. That they don't want a solution to their problem. I think they have a solution to their own problems.
They find their way out.
Yeah, they find it. If they are on road, they, I think, having the toughest life. Being on road, if I have to drive a car for 3 hours at a go with all luxury cars around, it's difficult. They are driving for 8, 9 hours at a stretch. It's commendable.
Meenal, how much has infra development helped your segment?
So, earlier, a route which we would take 5 days to cover, now we do it in 3 days or 4 days max. Like just the other day, one of my vehicle got loaded from Bombay, was to go to Nagpur. After 2 days, I get a call from my supplier saying that आपकी गाड़ी अभी भी तलोजा में ही खड़ी है, क्या problem हुआ है? We had to tell them that गाड़ी खाली करके वापस आ गई है. So they did not even estimate that the vehicle would have reached the place and come back. That's incredible. So on the second or the third day morning, they got a call saying that आपकी गाड़ी अभी भी तलोजा में ही खड़ी है. And they're like, really?
Meenal, since the goods you carry are extremely hazardous, are there any restrictions on movement on certain routes?
We have specific routes as well. We cannot, so like the Samruddhi Express, we cannot take it while the vehicle is loaded. We have to still take the old route. There's a designated route that we have to take while the vehicle is loaded. While coming back, you take whatever you want to do. But my vehicle cannot go off route at any given point in time. So it cannot be at one place for more than 12 hours as well. After 10 hours, my company will start pinging us that what has happened. So we have to intimate them that the vehicle has broken down or something of this sort has happened. That's why the vehicle is waiting.
So what kind of training is given to the drivers to make sure all these norms are followed? And are they also trained to deal with emergencies?
So thanks to a lot of tie-ups with the OEMs now, you have a lot of service centers. So we have all our vehicles are under AMC. So anywhere en route a problem happens, we'll contact the nearest service center. They get our vehicles attended to. Fortunately, my routes are as well fixed. So I don't have one day to Nagpur, other day to Hyderabad, fourth day to Chennai. My routes are fixed. So on my route, I will have tie-ups with people who will come and attend to my vehicle as and when and where required. And now OEMs are very supportive. They will actually give you roadside assistance. You call them up, they will coordinate with the driver directly. They will ensure that the pickup vehicle goes from the service center to your vehicle. They attend to the vehicle there. If required, they'll get the vehicle to the service center. So that coordination has become way better.
Well, that's from a truck point of view. From the cargo point of view, what precautions have to be taken, especially in case of a breakdown?
So like I said, we are not allowed to hold up a vehicle at a given place for more than 10 hours. If I hold up a vehicle for more than 10 hours, I have to intimate the customer as well as the supplier that this is the reason my vehicle has held up. We are taking so and so actions. We estimate that the vehicle will get released in X time. This has to go, this communication is a continuous communication when it comes to a breakdown till the vehicle is en route again. Yeah, so for the car, they're not interested about the vehicle.
Of course, they're...
So once my vehicle here is loaded, it's sealed. The seal is only broken at the customer's end. So if my seal is broken midway, I am doomed. Because then I have to be answerable to all the police stations, the explosives licensing officers. The institute name is PESO. That's Nagpur based. So actually, as per rules, if my vehicle is, you know, held back for more than 10-12 hours, this intimation goes to PESO as well. That the vehicle is held at this place. This is the reason it is held back. Then once they give a go ahead about okay, the material is okay, they'll take pictures. If there is a damage en route, they'll actually send somebody who will come and inspect the vehicle. We have to send videos. All that has to happen.
Do they cordon off the area as well?
Yeah. We have to actually, if there is a leakage, because it's liquid material, if there is anything damage happens, the road will be full of the liquid, and it's hot liquid. So we have to actually clear off the road if there is an accident. If there is material leakage, we have to clear off the road. So we have water tankers who will come and clear the roads around. As per rules, we have to even collect all the material and return it to the customer. So as much as material we can collect, we have to collect it, bag it, and give it to the customer, even if it's with mud. So we have to actually bag everything and give in case of damage.
You recently visited the Eicher plant in Indore, even drove a truck, and perhaps the first time you have seen a truck being made. How was the experience?
It was my first time in a truck manufacturing facility. I have only heard of my dad going to Tatas and Mahindras and Eichers and whoever's. For the first time ever, I realized how a truck is made. You know, how, what goes behind that big machine on road. And the best part over there was we were allowed to ride a truck. Drive. Now I know what pain it is to drive that manual vehicle and with that tonnage behind you. So now I really pity him that ye bichara, he must be really having to do muscle building to, you know, move those gears. Yeah, but it is a different experience.
Any learnings from the trip?
Learnings will be in terms of what things are going to come in the future. I think Eicher was very progressive in their approach to the industry. They saw things far ahead of time than just there. They believed in preparing for tomorrow. So they told us about different kinds of engines they were making, how they are, alternative fuels that engines will require, and how new engines will get accustomed to them, what kind of EV vehicles that they're coming up with, commercial segment. So a lot of industry insights we got, and learnings was that what is going to happen in the future. You try to foresee the future before. So we have only seen X particular kind of a vehicle. Tomorrow this may come in. How are we going to adapt to that? Like if I have to do a CNG vehicle, how do I adapt to that into my business? Tomorrow if fossil fuels go away and if I have to get into all of these, how do I adapt my business to it?
This when interacting with other women transporters, how was that experience?
I think that's pure learning, and I think that's the best form of learning. What I learned from a college is going to be very bookish versus me learning from other people in terms of what they face. I think that's the best thing that you learn as an entrepreneur, because we had a lot of people there who were into business for decades, like 25 years. Anuradha ma'am was taking care of her business. So a lot of women, I think together was one pure learning, plus you now have confidence that you're not the only one. You're not the only one who's faced a lot of problems, and you're not the only one who are going to fight them to grow ahead. You know that, like back when I joined the business, I knew there was nobody else. Now I know at least we are 15 of us. 15 will become 30 one day, 30 will become 80 one day. So this industry is only going to welcome more women. So I know that there are other, and it becomes very motivating as well. Like now today I can pick up a call to say Rima for example, and I can tell her these are the troubles that I'm facing. She may have faced it in her history. She'll give me her solutions. I may call up Harinder, this is my requirement in Calcutta. Do you have something? Or this is my problems. You know whom to approach now. They like you, right? You more or less we would all have faced similar situations in our career.
And I'm sure most of you would have started work on a very challenging note.
Yeah, because all of us had started, say, even 10 years back. Even if I consider most minimum, even 10 years back, women were still not welcome in the industry. We still didn't have women. Even today, I know only about 15, 18 of us who are into this, max 20. But apart from that, what? It's still a very small number.
Meenal, any message for the women out there who are still hesitant to join the transport industry?
Please come. I'll just say, please come. It is not what it is shown. It is not difficult.
Not as bad as
No, it is good. I wouldn't say it is not as bad. It is good. The picture outside is not the true picture. Yes, it is a male-dominated industry, but it does not mean women don't have place. I think women will get in a lot of diversity into any organization in terms of thought processes, their own skill sets, their approach to things. And the more the women, I think, more change the industry will go through.
I think the human touch element comes in with the women coming in.
Yes, because if a woman can deliver a child and she can raise that little one to what they are today, it requires a lot of patience. And the kind of patience will always bring in human touch because they will only give love. I think mothers have only learned to give love. So that humanity factor, that love factor, that comfort factor, I think women bring in. Versus a man who will say we are more dominating, we need to get work done, we need to be more aggressive. I think that's how men are. It needs to be a balance of the two. You cannot be comforting to a driver without aggression. So I think women balance things around. What aggressive it used to be, say 15 years ago, 20 years ago, versus today, how balanced it has become. I think it's because of the women coming in. I think because a lot of decorum, a lot of mannerisms, a lot of behavior, a lot of changes have been brought about by women.
Finally, Meenal, what is your plan from here on? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
We as a company believe in sustainable growth. So we don't believe in taking robust growth in terms of just move around your hands everywhere. We believe in sustainable growth, which we can grow steadily through the journey. So we would want to diverse into other products as well. But our principle as a company is very simple, that we believe in principled logistics. We don't believe in doing business just for the sake of it. We are not here to only make money. Of course, it is a byproduct of your business. All entrepreneurs are for that. But it has to be mutual. If I benefit, even you should benefit. So everybody in the entire supply chain should benefit out of that. So sustainable growth is one factor and principled growth is another factor. So we will want to get into other products, other areas of the same product as well. Considering we are very niche, we try to cater to maximum requirements of our customers. So yeah, it is more to do with service them better in whatever way required and maximize whatever you can service.
That was our interaction with Meenal Mehta in Eicher Presents Nai Soch, Nai Raste. We all know how challenging the road transport business can be, especially when you're carrying cargo that can be extremely dangerous in exigencies. But it is such a delight to see women transporters making a mark for themselves across various segments of the industry. We will be starting season 2 of the Nai Soch, Nai Raste series next month with another group of women achievers in the road transport industry. But next week, we have a person who has probably spent his lifetime with trucks. Until next week, stay safe and drive safe. You have been watching iShare presents Nai Soch, Nai Raste, a Trans India exclusive. Until next week, Jai Hind.